most times when you say you're a DevOps engineer, people are like, okay, what exactly do you do? Mm-hmm. Do you write code? Is it yes, right? Do you test?
What pulled you into tech and engineering, like, in the first place?
I wouldn't say I've always known that I would work in tech. I got into tech out of curiosity and I guess the need for survival. So I recall it was during COVID 2020 when everyone was home and there was little to what I was doing. I had a job, but it wasn't quite stimulating intellectually. And people all around me then, my friends from school, they were getting into tech. And I could recall one of my friends that we studied together in school. I could see her building things with Python. I've always thought maybe I wasn't built for things technical. But because of that, I actually got inspired. So I would just say it was a game of maybe curiosity and chance.
I started out as a content person. I was writing content for blogs, and then I saw that this wasn't for me. Then I moved to customer support, and they realized that my responses to customers were too harsh. They said, "Oh, Indamola, I don't think customer support is for you." And along the way, they said that, "Oh, actually, whenever they deploy anything, I find an issue." And I said, "Oh, there's an issue." And they said, "Actually, Inda, maybe QA is what you should go for." And then I started as a QA engineer, and here I am today, still a QA engineer.
That is so interesting. But I do have a question. Like, what was your first I can actually do this in, like, your journey?
Before I even moved into QA, I think there was one person that actually made me feel like I could do it, and that's Oinda. Then when I joined Kuda, Oinda was like one of the QA engineers. So, and I saw her do it effortlessly. I was like, she can do it. I mean, why not? But I was very scared because at that point I was like already a senior customer support specialist. So moving, like, it's like you're starting all over again. But there was something I really wanted to. I wanted to explore and see how it is. Yeah. So when I joined, I was part of the core banking team. That's Nev, and first, I think one of the first things I tested, we had issues. There was a bug, and on production, and I thought it was my fault. Like, I didn't see it, but apparently I think later we realized, okay, it was the engineer that pushed something different. But then I was very scared, and I was beginning to doubt myself if I could really do this. But over time, I've worked on more complex projects, and I realized that, I mean, I can actually do this. It's just for you to tell yourself that you can. I mean, we'll make mistakes. I've made mistakes, but I keep learning every day. Yeah.
For me, like I said earlier, my friend getting into tech and being able to build things actually inspired me. But within Kuda, I would say what gave me the confidence to believe that I could do this was when my manager then, who is the VP of technology now, assigned a small project to me. At first, when he gave it to me, I was like, I just started. I'm an intern. Why is this man giving me an application to work on? But with time, I sat with it and I figured it out.
Since you've worked at Kuda, like, what's like a product or feature that you've helped bring to life at Kuda?
Okay. It will be Kuda business, yes. It will be revamping the entire application. So I think I was the only QA engineer.
Wow,
yes. I was only, so I had, yes, so I was running mobile, I was running web.
Wow.
I think I did API at some point.
You're a superwoman.
Thank you.
For me, I actually joined Nev while there was work in progress. We were upgrading the entire Nev system. So I had the opportunity to do a total test on the entire feature. I had to run some regression tests because most of the feature had already been implemented, some tested, but then I had to do an entire overhaul of the application. That way I got to learn more about the application and also discovered a lot of bugs that, might have been missed, during the first iteration of implementation and testing. I work with the core banking team, that's Nev. So almost every product that we have currently is like it passes through Nev first before there are a lot of things that are being done to make it better for the customers to use. So that will be savings, overdrafts, creating customers' accounts, creating customers' information. It comes from there first, but majorly, I would say overdrafts.
If people were to like follow you around for like a day, just shadowing you, what would they learn about you? And like in relation to the work that you do?
The people I talk to most in this organization are developers, because anything they need, whatever solution, whatever problem they actually face, the person they are going to call first is the DevOps engineer.
I do that too.
Yes.
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 For me, if you actually, one thing that you learn about me is that I can be very big on quality and I don't settle for this. I can be testing something and an engineer will be like, "Are you done? Is it okay?" I can say, okay. Maybe there is no bug, actually, but I'm always not like very satisfied. I want to like do it and do it over to be sure that, okay. And funny enough, most times when I do that, I will actually see something.
Yeah.
I remember there was an engineer I worked with and like, how did you see? Like,
How did you find it?
I know, because I'm always trying to make sure that
Yes.
everything that is possible, everything that I like, I don't want a situation where something goes out and something is wrong. And there are some bugs that you might not even eventually discover until later. So, but I try my best. I'm very, very big on quality. It's like I'm a perfectionist. I won't say I'm a perfectionist, but I'm always trying to make sure that things are the best version of it. Yeah, that's.
So you get to say that she's the first person to say, "Let me break it there."
Yes. Actually.
So it doesn't break confidence.
I actually don't test with the idea of breaking it. I actually test with the idea of you are human, you can make mistakes. So I'm helping you find a way
Before it gets like
a mistake so that we can correct it and before it goes live. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
For me, if you spend a day with me, you get tired on my behalf because it's just work, mostly work. Interacting with developers, PM dragging me. Oh, I have this ticket assigned to you. Please can you pick up this ticket? Oh, please help me pick up this or that ticket. And I'm like, no,
I'm not even finished breathing.
the things that you want me to actually do, because it's a whole lot. Having someone have like 5 to 10 tickets assigned to the person, and somebody's looking at you like it's not just to test.
Just press button.
Just to test.
If you spend a day with me, first off, you know that you're going to be fighting. I am literally fighting with everybody on the team. And if you spend a day with me, you're going to sleep. Yes, I like to sleep. I need to take 30 minutes nap. After that 30 minutes, my head is back in the game, and then I'm working again. Yes, I actually need to nap. On days that I don't nap, I've noticed that I'm not as productive. So if I don't nap, you'll not catch you. So make sure you're fighting, you're going to be sleeping, and then you're actually going to work, because you need to work. If you're not working, because that was the update. I'm here to get any feedback. Yes, so with me.
What's something that people don't generally understand about the work that you do?
I would say I feel my career path, there's sort of erasure in it when people talk about it. Because most times when you ask people about an application, they're just going to mention back-end engineer.
Yeah, actually,
everything. Meanwhile, everybody is important in the software development lifecycle. But without what I do, the application cannot go live. It can't go.
Cannot even get to the customer.
It can't be accessed by the customer, because we have to ensure that platforms are running as they should, the software is packaged as it should, and once it's deployed, it's running as it should, and customers can actually access it. So I think that's one part. So most times when you say you're a DevOps engineer, people are like, okay, what exactly do you do? Do you write code? Is it you write? Do you test? Are you exactly writing everything? So I think that's just the part.
If you could ask anyone on this table a question, what would you ask them, and who would that be?
When I joined, I just knew that it was a front end, back end, and saying, but then they were like, "This DevOps." Me, I'm like, "What is she doing?" So my question is, why can't the engineers deploy this? I don't know if the question makes sense, but it's the question I've always thought about, because they can actually most times deploy on test environments for me to test. But when it comes to production, it's like they have to, rely on the DevOps engineer.
Most importantly, I would say is separation of duties and authority, actually.
Okay.
Because a developer will write the code.
Yeah.
They package it, then they sort to deploy. So even though they come to you guys first and you guys have a pass, if you make it their responsibility to be in charge of deployment, so there are certain things they would actually overlook. I mean, it even happens if they are not setting guardrails in what you should do. Sometimes developers might think that, okay, I'm working on my code. They test it on the local environment, like that's on their laptop. But they actually want to see how it will run too. Maybe on the test environment, they source to deploy. Maybe it breaks and everything. Then they might not. It's just to like separate authority actually to ensure that things go as they should. And right inside their code too, what part of the things we do is ensuring their code is packaged, like what I said. We write Docker files for theirs. We ensure that Docker files, they run on production through Kubernetes, which is the orchestration engine. So you have to ensure that. And because there are so many tools and cloud platforms that we work with too, if they have to do that on top of coding work. I mean, you even hear some developers say they cannot do DevOps too.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I know. Yes. They always do DevOps.
They don't want
Because the broad actually is actually very broad. I mean, these days, even people are looking for DevOps engineers that can work with SQL database after everything you know. So it's a lot of work, which is why some of them run this. But majorly, I think the function of a DevOps engineer in a software team is to ensure that things are done properly.
What I would say to my younger self, would be that I should have started this earlier.
Yes.
Earlier than I thought. Like, though, at the end of the day, everything worked together for you.
Yeah.
Maybe if I started earlier, maybe I will not be where I am right now. But
Yeah.
I wish I actually started this earlier. Yeah.
Same for me too. I wish when I was talking about it so much that I should actually pursue a career in technology. I wish I actually followed through then and didn't stop and didn't start later than that.
If I could talk to my younger self, I would say be bold. Impossibility is nothing. Take those steps. You can't do anything. You set your
Yeah.
because
I'll tell my younger self to not be lazy, to keep at it, to be persistent with everything and ensure that you are getting the best out of it. Yes.